Oh, shit. Oh, my God. We got a new setup in here, ladies and gentlemen. Whoa. It looks good. I am beside myself. We finally figured it out. It took forever. I don't even think I need these headphones, do I? Nah. I think I'll wear them for street cred. All right, I'll wear them for street cred. Beats by Dre. I was trying to wear my new Apple ones, but I lost the cable. And that's a $40 cable, but I'll find another one. No big deal. How y'all doing today? We finally did it this weekend, guys. Invest in yourself. Take personal profits. Put it all back into what you're doing. That's the goal. All right. And it's actually really weird for me to look at this camera and not at this screen because I'm used to doing it all on the screen. Yeah, Jada's like, I'm watching you look at your so that's going to be an adjustment, but I am going to work on it. I got the chat over here now. And guys, so when we go to the chart section, I will be on this camera too. There are two cameras. There are multiple. And we got the GoPro. The GoPro we're still working on the GoPro, but we'll get there. We'll get there. I'm excited. We went to the Apple store this weekend. We spent, I don't know, $7,000 or something like that. But hey, it was worth every penny. It was worth every penny because I want this show to be a lot more professional. And I really think that this live stream being like the first one where we're kind of having like the more full setup, it being today is really significant because if you saw my Twitter post yesterday, you will know that yesterday was 1 year since I no-showed at Hit Network and went to Ben's basement and we did the video where he popped out behind me. And man, it's crazy that was 1 year ago. And it's crazy. There's something special about September 22nd because 5 years ago, yesterday, 5 years ago, that was when I broke my arm. And if you followed my story, you will know that when I broke my arm riding dirt bikes at Englishtown, the guy got cross jumped on like a 60-some foot tabletop. That was when I really like went down and was kind of down and out for a while. I got a rod in my left arm. That rod will always be there. And by the time my finger started working, COVID happened. And then that was really the time where I was already kind of into crypto, but that was really the time where I put my head down and focused on crypto, like more serious than any college class exam test ever. Because if you get an A on this test, you become a millionaire for the rest of your life. So, and something significant about September 22nd, how that was 5 years ago. I broke my arm. 1 year ago was the day, me and Ben started doing the thing. So man, crazy stuff. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I do appreciate it. I got my chat on the laptop here. Near bag looking nice. I've been to that track 20 times, but if it was for drag racing, not dirt bikes, yes, there is a drag strip at Englishtown. True story. High tech, says Mike Fulmer. I'm working on that, buddy. I am working on that. Oh man. All right, just checking all the chat. I do appreciate you all. Got according to StreamYard here, we have almost 100 people in the house and 70 people over on Twitter. Thank you all for being here. I do appreciate it. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for joining me on this Monday morning. Got a handful of things to talk about today. Hey, the market is totally waking up now, right? It finally feels waking up. All the times I would wake up and I would see the graph at 13 cents. I feel like last bull market, I always used Phantom as like the pulse on what the other altcoins are doing, like where are things starting to wake up, where are things falling. Because if you really, really, really follow the price of one coin, you kind of get a feel for what everything else is doing, like besides the outliers that are like really pumping or really dumping. And I think this year for me, that coin I've been following has been the graph. The graph is my largest personal holding. I've had other couple of coins come close to it, like my SWE bags have really gone up here. VChain's been doing really well in the past couple while. TAO BitTensor has been doing really well, but the graph has really been the one I followed. And there was a lot of like 12 cents, 13 cents, 14 cents, 13 cents days. And now finally see it waking up to 17. I'm like, oh, it's almost that time. I really think that Uptober is coming early. I am very surprised to see, unless something extravagant happens in the next 8 days, September is going to be a bullish month. And I don't think anyone really saw that coming, especially where we were at the time. There was a lot of really negative stuff on the charts. And that also kind of goes to say, guys, like when it comes to technical analysis, things can change pretty quick. Like if and you also have to really kind of appreciate like the in and out speedy nature of the beast with crypto, because you can have, you know, bearish divergences on 3-day charts and that dump lasts 6 days, and then you bull div on the 4-hour and go back up. You know what I mean? So it can look worse than it is sometimes. And I really think that's important to remember. I also think that anytime we start to see bearish metrics, because we have this recency bias of how bad the bear market was, we're all like I think we're all scarred for life. I think we're all real nervous about things going on. So, man, I really feel that I do completely agree with Jason Owen in the chat. It does feel like things are percolating in the market. I could not agree more. We do got that coffee on deck here. So amazing. So let's jump into the show. So I'm going to switch to this camera. Oh, whoa, I'm over here now. This is getting crazy. Getting wild, everybody. Getting wild. Here, let me scoot this over really quick. All right, so Bitcoin. Let me double check my screen so you guys can see it. Okay, cool. I need one more monitor. Bitcoin 63.6, not looking bad. Ethereum 2600. Watch, you know, I'm pretty sure Ethereum Bitcoin pair. Maybe we should take a quick look at the Bitcoin Ethereum chart a little bit later in the show. Looking pretty juicy. I think Ethereum might have found its bottom against Bitcoin. Solana 144 still feels cheap. Remember when it was like 130, guys? It was like, hey, Solana feels cheap. Solana feels cheap. There was certainly some trades to be had there. Toncoin waking up a little bit. Cardano waking up a little bit. Chainlink still $11.50. There's going to be a day where we blink and Chainlink's $16. I'm telling you, it's only $11.50 now, so jump on it. Near finally waking up into the fives, up 33% on the 7-day, up 17.6% on the 24-hour. Love to see it. Caspa kind of sideways. BitTensor has been a big one. So glad I bought a bunch of that, well before last week. It's up 86%. Should have bought more, but at least I bought a lot. Not mad about it. Aptos woke up pretty good. Man, this is starting to get a little ridiculous. Starting to get a little. Phantom up 24%. Love to see that. VeChain up 13%. Big shout out to the whole V fam. Amazing. Arweave waking up. I still feel like Arweave's real cheap, guys. 22.80, almost 23. Arweave's real cheap right now. Algorand still under 14. We know 16 is the level for Algorand. I think that one's going to have a really solid run. I saw Notcoin down there. Yeah, nothing really too crazy. Do want to take a quick little peek at the gainers and the losers. I always like to keep track of that. We'll go to the top 100. Don't have time for everything else. Arweave, BitTensor, PopCat. Guys, I've been telling you about PopCat since Barcelona. For whatever reason, guys, sometimes, I will come back to this in a second, but for whatever reason, PopCat has just been one of those coins where it hits volume on exchanges. It had a lot of volume on PHEMEX back in Barcelona, I think in June. And I was like, damn, look at this thing. It's outside the top 100, but it's top 10 in volume on PHEMEX. So I started day trading PopCat, and the Telegram group started day trading PopCat. If you go through all the wins, losses of everybody in the Telegram group, you will see PopCat. It'll show up. That cat will pop up 100 times. And I don't know what it is about that coin, but to be fair, I never like bought it like to hold, but I did day trade the living out of PopCat. And it is really cool to see now. Hey, look, it's a top 100 project. It's a leading meme coin, almost $1. That's insane. And maybe we'll even show the Telegram chart for PopCat a little bit later in the show. So yeah, the graph up 10%. Love to see it. Almost 17.5 cents. Very nice. Very nice. In the loser section, I mean, nothing really is a loser, to be honest. I remember Ben saying that they broke Monero. He kind of went on a tangent when we were doing our top 5 video that we did last week. And he was saying that it got broken. And I don't really see the reflection of that on the chart at all. Maybe it's like an insider thing, or maybe people don't know about it. I don't really know about the story to talk about it, but when he said, oh yeah, they cracked it, I thought the chart was going to fall off the face of the earth, but maybe I don't know anything. So there's that too. Desert Crypto is in a PopCat short right now. Very nice. Hey AJ, can you explain super charts on a weekly time frame to let us understand Delta open interest and spot levels are high is a good sign. Whenever you can say them, is that that's something I can look at later in the show. I do got a bunch of stories I'd like to roll through, and then we'll have time for charts at the end of the show. So amazing. So man, so I have been starting to see more of like those stories. And what do I mean by those stories? Those stories are like crypto inflows, see $321 million. When you start seeing stories like this, or when you start seeing stories like this one, Uptober looms for crypto as Tether's market cap hits a record high. All right, well, what does that mean, right? What do you mean Tether's market cap? We don't care about Tether's market cap. It's a stable coin. Well, I think it's something you might want to pay attention to. Right here, indeed, the market capitalization of Tether has been steadily rising in recent weeks and months and has rocketed from, 118.8 to 192.2 billion, a new all-time high in the last 7 days alone. So Tether's market cap going up and to the right. The most recent rise follows a market cap increase 1.5 billion in the last 30 days and approximately 36 billion in the last 12 months. Don't we wish, Tether had a price? Yeah, that thing would have ripped, right? It's up 36 billion in 12 months. You know how many crypto coins what the price would be if their market cap was 36 billion with a B? So here's really the nuts and bolts. Such changes in that valuation could hint how many cryptocurrency investors are preparing for a buying spree of digital assets. And I think that is the truth right there. I think that Uptober, I think it's coming. I think it's come early, but I don't really think we've seen anything yet. I do want to kind of allude to this tweet I just threw up this morning. The funny thing is, the SWI didn't really pump yet. Solana and its ecosystem are insanely undervalued. The graph just got to 17. Algo isn't even at 16. Watch out for BitTentor, Render, Vet, and ASI. I called it ASA a lot last week. I even put ASI here. I even typed it in as ASI. Why do I keep saying ASI? It's ASA, AJ. I did that as a joke, by the way, guys. Come on, duh. And but I really think that things have started to wake up, but I really don't think we've seen anything yet, because the truth is that there's a big increase in the Tether market cap, but that market hasn't been like deployed yet. Like it hasn't really, like we've seen signs. There's been signs, but we haven't really seen the explosion yet. And I think we're going to start seeing that pretty soon. Here's how you can prepare for the altcoin bull run. Before I even read the story, do you want to know how to prepare for the altcoin bull run? Work as hard as you can. Scrounge every penny out of your couch that you can find. Work overtime if you have to. Double down your time, double down your efforts, and put your heart, mind, and soul into crypto. That's what I did, and that's how I know how to do it. AJ, how did you make it? I can only tell you how I did it. What I did might not work for you, but what I did worked for me. All right. And basically, the bottom line here is that when you see stories like, how can you prepare for an altcoin bull run? The trick to that is work as hard as you can. Double, triple, quad down. That's simple. All right. Hey, big shit. Before I keep going here, shout out to my guy Alex O Crypto in the chat. I did stop by Alex O's live stream earlier. He has a really good live stream, really good TA. Dude knows what he's talking about. He's from Canada, eh? And all he wants us Americans to do is to protect their border. Okay, I felt that was very funny. But I think we're about to start making open mouth thumbnails like that, and I think Alex might come on the show soon, either Wednesday or never. And so maybe we'll figure it out here pretty soon. But mad love to Alex. So make sure you go give him a follow, guys. He has been kind of creeping up in crypto YouTube. I think he's almost at 4,000 now, over 3,000 for sure. He's one of those guys in TA that I see that's on my radar, and I'm just like, he's coming. Go now. I'm going to say, hey, I told you about Alex, 4 years ago. We're going to have that conversation. And he's a killer. Mad love, mad respect. All right, sweet. So back to this story. Big shout out to Alex, man. How you prepare for altcoin bull run? Basically, buy as much crypto as you can. And when you see charts like this, like, oh, there's a big downtrend, and then a big uptrend, and then a big downtrend, and a breakout. Maybe we should I think that chart right there kind of says it all, guys. It kind of says it all. There it is. All right, Jada's like, stop talking like that. Toncoin. Toncoin. Hey, wait, before you go, you want to tell them about a Court of Thorns and Roses? Want to tell them about Azriel's descent into madness? Can I have a sip of your vanilla cold brew latte? Can you take the cap off? Are you going to Best Buy? Are you going to the store? You want to get gas for a car? You want to do Can you grab me a water before you go, please? Thank you. Much love. Shout out to the Mrs. Wright's Crypto, everybody. She is awesome. All right. Where was I? Damn it. Toncoin records an 80% increase in large bull and bear transactions. See there? That's a little curveball in that story. Large bull and bear. So basically, in recent months, Toncoin, we all know what Toncoin is, has recorded a significant increase in transaction metrics, notable 80% in large transactions, often attributed to the so-called whale main investors who hold large quantities of cryptocurrency. Additionally, the 30% increase in active addresses means greater market participation, which could lead to increased liquidity and facilitate smoother transactions. It is interesting that this article says bull and bear increases, but guys, maybe I'll pull the Toncoin chart in a little bit, but I also want you guys to pay attention to Notcoin, and I want you to pay attention to any crypto Toncoin backs. I know Hamster Combat's doing well, but I thought there was going to be a Hamster token, but I don't know what happened to it. But I just know that I want to say is earlier in the year, when Notcoin first hit exchanges. Thank you, JJ. I'll see you later. All right. When Notcoin first hit exchanges, it kind of and I was like, wait a minute. We saw what happened with Toncoin. And this Notcoin thing, it's not gonna not. It's gonna go. And it did. And we did very well on that one earlier in the summer. And I know that the secret is in the sauce with Toncoin. When I know there's the news with the Telegram founder and all that, but I just like the project and I like the ecosystem that's kind of building over time, because it has billions of users baked in already. So many people use Telegram out of necessity. It's encrypted. People don't want their text messages being, spied on by the FBI or whatever. I don't know, but you get my point. Pay attention to Toncoin. Pay attention to Notcoin and anything that comes out of that camp. It's hard to not be hard to not be bullish. Hamster token drops on 9/26, says JC. Okay, good. I knew that it was coming. So that's in 3 days. Hey, see, I'm glad I didn't know, because now we do. 9/26 hamster token. The peak was this week, I think. Okay, we'll see about that. A couple more stories, and then we'll get into all the other things today. Let me do it. Wait, quick pulse check here. All right. Looks like we got 138 on YouTube and 234 on Twitter. Hey, the 370 some people watching the show. Thank you guys for being here. I really do appreciate it. We finally got this camera faced this way, and I'm not on my MacBook, and the screen's not shaking every time I touch my thing. So, finally, and it's all thanks to you guys. I really do appreciate it. We're going to keep growing. We're going to keep working hard. I've been writing working on my trading course that I'm going to record with Gareth Soloway here, hopefully December time. We got a lot of work to do between now and then, but I have been just burning the candle at both ends. And I've always wanted to do a proper trading course. I think it's going to be like 16 hours or something like that. It's like a 12 module course. It'll literally be for the beginners of the beginners to the expert of the expert, going, deep under the surface. So, man, I couldn't be more excited to get it out to you guys. And I can't wait. It's going to be a good time. And it wouldn't have happened with all your guys' support. So seriously, guys, thank you. I think it's weird how the camera keeps focusing on the YouTube. I think I need to get this back further. Okay. It's getting a little blurry. I think we got to work out. We're still working on it, guys. We're still working on it. All right, let's do this. All right. So, Sui, man. Sui. Wow. This thing, guys, rocket ship. And I am so glad I started giving, actually, let me peek at my chart really fast. We started talking SWI. The lowest level we had for SWI in the Telegram group is actually at 74 cents. and we actually were shorting SWE from 105 to 45 cents. I know you guys can't see the chart. It was a 56% drop in 56 days. And then we longed from the 74.2 cent level to local top 122% in 46 days from the break of that level. And I know a lot of the traders in the Telegram group absolutely nailed it with SWE. Damn, great job, everybody. And so now I do want to get to the SWE chart in a minute, because it just can't pump forever, right? It just can't pump forever. But it is good to see stories like this. SWE ecosystem explodes, token value soars as TVL shatters records. Is this just the beginning? So guys, the TVL on the SWE ecosystem has surpassed $900 million, making it the 8th largest blockchain by TVL. Top 8 by TVL. That is, wow. So it's not like just a price thing. It's like people are using the chain because it's rocket ship fast thing. And this is only going to add to its street cred, add to its sentiment, add to its price. I really think this is just the very, very beginning for SWE. And just for the sake of argument, I do want to take a quick peek at SWE tokenomics. All right. So 2.67 billion out of 10 billion. Okay. So we got to head over to token unlocks. I do want to look at the situation for SWE. I remember I looked at it like last month, but I don't remember everything. I think I need to, don't show this again. Hold on. I have an account on this. One sec. Don't show this again. Okay, pop. All right. New computer stuff. It's still like logging in and everything. All right. So token.unlocks. I hate how much of this paywall that they put on it, but you can still have a normal account on it and not use the paywall. All right. So it looks like there's a upcoming event, 7 days, 9 hours, 2.4%. So we do got a slow linear inflation coming in. Only 27% is unlocked. Vesting schedule right here. So this would be 25, 26. So really, SWE will be under 4 billion coins, according to this, by January 26. And if we're kind of sticking to Q3, Q4 2025, it's going to, increase by a third, about, a little bit more. Yeah, it's going to add 1.4 billion to that. So, that's not like an Ondo situation, but it's not perfect. But it is good to know that, all right, we're only 27% of the way there out of, the 10 million on CoinGecko. It is good to know that it's only going to 4 billion by January 26th. So there is a limit to the madness with SWE here. It's not going to be that bad. And I do like that it's more of a linear unlock compared to like the really aggressive cliff unlocks, because things can get scary with cliff unlocks sometimes. And, a thing with cliff unlocks that I feel like people kind of don't wrap their minds around. Someone wrote me a comment on Twitter today, and they said, "Hey AJ, like because of the cliff unlock, is that like really why you only think Ondo is going to 10x from here? Like, you think it's like, I think Ondo is going to do more than a 10x. Like, why don't you think it's going to do more than a 10x? Is the unlock like really in your way?" And you can't, like, in a situation like Ondo, when there's 134% unlocked, the supply is going to more than double on one day. You have to be weary of that. But also at the same time, it doesn't guarantee that that's going to cut the price in half, because when the tokens get unlocked from the vesting schedule, it's kind of all in the name there, because those investors that bought early into SWE are finally getting their tokens. And that doesn't mean that they're all automatically going to sell. Just because those tokens are coming into circulation does not mean the price just immediately drops by half. It means that these people now have these tokens in their possession, and it's their decision on, are we going to sell this? Are we going to hold it? Once they get the coins unlocked, is there a limit on how much they can sell? Are they required to hold for a certain more? Like there's case by case contracts that we might not even be privy to. And I do want you to know that is a big, massive unlock like Ondo detrimental? It can be if everyone goes off. We've seen a bad example of an unlock with Pyth. And I think Pyth is still going to be okay in the bull market. I think a Solana decentralized Oracle, I think that's exactly what we need. I think Chainlink needs competition to continue to, evolve. And I think they have something like 94% of the market share of oracles. So we certainly, if a couple projects get 3%, 4% of the market share of oracles, yeah, I mean they're going to do very well. But my point is with Pyth is we've seen a really large unlock go bad, and actually the main sell off for Pyth happened in anticipation the month leading up to the day of the unlock. So, there are situations where there's heavy unlocks and it's not too bad. And there are situations where people's teeth get kicked in. So, and when it comes to price predictions, like, first of all, it is a bit of an educated guess. No one's ever directly on the money, but it is also something to use as a gauge and something to use as a tool to be realistic. And I feel like a lot of people that come into crypto, especially new people that come into crypto, they just think their money is going to magically multiply by 30. And I'm like, hey, man, like, don't you realize how hard it is just to get 10%? Like 10%, that's a lot. And I think people are kind of detached from the reality of things. So when I come out and say, I think the unlock's going to play a role, so I'm going to put a limit on how high I think Ondo can go. I still think giving Ondo, predicting a 10x for Ondo with the unlock is actually really bullish from me. That's a very less conservative pick coming from my camp and the numbers I've said before. So, it's just things you want to pay attention to. I don't think it should get in the way of your bull run, but I want you guys to be aware of these things. It adds up over time. It adds up over time. Francesco Jara, hey, AJ, is waiting to buy Ondo until late January, February a good idea after the unlocks ban? And that's the question, right? That's the question, because how do we know those 130% of coins that are coming in? The supply is going to more than double overnight. How do we know which percentage of those people are going to sell? How would you know? And I think anytime you're in a situation where a bunch of people put a bunch of money into a project, they waited X amount of years and now they're getting their money, it scares me. So I mean, I think if you want to hold it through the unlock, just shore up. Like, what I'm doing, I've sold some of my Ondo, and I don't want to be holding a heavy bag going into the unlock. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That's fine. But there are so many other projects that do not have that asterisk next to their name. So why would you go all in with a coin that has that asterisk next to its name? Like, why don't you hold something that doesn't have that risk, wait for the storm to blow over, and maybe catch a retest or something? You don't have to be like, oh, this is my coin, we're going into the unlocker, we go. Like, no, don't do that to yourself. And that's what I felt about XRP, man. That's what I felt about XRP. Like, when it was going through the court case and everyone was like, oh, my portfolio, it's like 39% XRP. And I was like, yeah, but why don't you hold something without the asterisk next to its name? Why don't you hold something that is not in a court battle with the SEC? That's fun, right? Why roll the dice when you don't have to? You can hold some of it. I think I held less than $10,000 in Ondo, and I'm fine with holding that little bit before things really happen. But you get my point. I'll go to $1 by Christmas, man. I hope so. I'd be happy if Algorand was at 20 cents by Christmas. That'd be great. Got over 150 people on YouTube, over 300 on Twitter. Thank you guys for being here. I hope you like the new setup. Make sure you smash the like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'd really, really appreciate it. Couple other things. So I do got to give couple things really quick. In the chat right now, I am pasting the link to the PHEMEX trading competition. So there was some kind of confusion with the PHEMEX, with the MiCA regulations and everything. And basically the question was, when is the KYC window closing. And they actually thought that it was going to happen at the end of last month. The truth is you can actually still, with a VPN, of course, make a PHEMEX account and not KYC and be grandfathered in. So once the window closes, everyone that makes a PHEMEX account has to KYC mandatory. And if you live in America, you basically have to get a PAL ID or that's it, or you're beat. So, but you can still get in now. And if you get in now, you don't have to KYC, and you won't have to KYC once the window closes. So there is still time to make a PHEMEX account if you haven't already. And if you do have a PHEMEX account, great. Click on the link I just put in the chat. We are doing a trading competition that the window for the signups closes on the 29th. We got a bunch of the Telegram group traders already in the trading competition. Man, I know the winner is going to come from my Telegram group, because my Telegram group has just been like, I'm impressed. I am so excited for the traders in my Telegram group. One second. I didn't think, they're killing it. They're killing it. It's that simple. I'm trying to pull this thing up. I didn't move a lot of my stuff over to my new computer yet. Okay, here we go. So guys, look at this. Look at this. In 1 week of trading, these are the results from my Telegram group. I did just put this up on Twitter a little bit ago. That's kind of cool. All right, so 1 week of results. We got 14% on SWE, 42% on Nero ETH, 83% WIF, 111% PopCat, 81% NEAR, 34% ADA, 48% NEAR, 62 Zeta, 21 FET, 35 FET, 100%, 100%, 159%, 28. You get my point. OMG. Guys, my Telegram group is a killer. I could not be more excited for those traders. So if you want to join the Telegram group, there's the email, ajalphagroup@gmail.com at the bottom of that tweet there. Guys, we're killing. And make sure you sign up for the PHEMEX trading competition. The link is in the chat. Go sign up. I don't know. I want to say, the winner's going to get a blah. I don't know what the winner's going to get because it's determined by how many traders are in the competition and the volume of the trading. So I wish I could come in and tell you, the winner gets 100,000. I don't know. But the more people that sign up, the better it's going to be. And I'm sure that there will be, I'm sure there will certainly be upsides, breaks on trading fees, USDT Tether stablecoin airdrop, stuff like that. Also, we do have a giveaway going down right now in the Telegram group. 2 people will win a 1-year subscription for Market Cypher, and 1 person wins $100 in any crypto of their choice. And today is actually the last day for my VeChain giveaway. We have left this one open for a while, but I wanted to give people time because the video that my interview with Sonny just came out yesterday, and we talked about the giveaway in the video. So I wanted, if there were people that watch the video that don't follow me on Twitter, I wanted them to get a chance to get in the giveaway as well. So I'm going to close the doors for this at midnight. Basically, there's a bunch of T-shirts, merch bags with hats and phone chargers, and 1 person wins $200 in VeChain. And big shout out to Sonny. Make sure you check out that interview. Really good interview, really good time. Got some footage from the UFC and stuff like that. It's gonna be really good time. And big shout out to VeChain, sponsor of the channel. I'm partnered with them. Really great team, great people. And that Sonny is literally dude, the nicest guy in the world. And man, I of course I'm biased because I am partnered with VeChain and I really like them as humans. But when you have a leader that good, I don't see how a project can fail. Do I think it's going to be, the number 1 leader of pumping and the bull run? No, I don't. But do I think it's a right down the middle pick that's going to just do rock solid the whole time, like a solid fantasy flex play? Absolutely. Especially with their guys, they're partnered with the Boston Consulting Group. Sonny just went last week to New York to all the suits talking to the people that gave XRP and SWE a trust, and the people that do the Bitcoin Ethereum ETFs. He's having these strategic conversations, and he has the Boston Consultant Group in his ear telling him about what strategic narratives to push based off of empirical data. So when they strategically get into sustainability and strategically do their supply chain stuff they're already doing. Compare that with RWAs. They're aiming at all of these verticals. All they need to do is get a 0.5% of the market share of any of those verticals, and it's going to absolutely murder. I think that people, what happens is people that remember VeChain from 2020, 2019, and held it through 21 and went through the bear market with it, of course they're going to be burned, but they also, I'm kind of torn between being with the coins that were brand new, look at us, we got all this hype, and then the coins that we were here from last cycle, but we already made all these mistakes, and we're working through these mistakes, and we're building from here, and we have more experience, and our team has tried and through. We've weeded through the weak people in our team. We replaced them with better people. We're building, we're growing, we're stronger. It's hard to determine which is the better choice, which is why I am building a new $100,000 portfolio on the channel here very soon. I keep getting stuck on what day I'm going to do it because I'm trying to time the market. So maybe I should just do it and stop trying to time the market. But to be honest, I think it's good to have a mix of both. You want to have that new coin hype, and you also want to have those rock solid coins that are going to be, base hits. Not every coin has to be a home run, but you got to play the game, and you want to be diversified. You don't want to, mindlessly have a portfolio that's 60% anything. You want to have a sort of even split, and you want to have a good assortment of projects with a good assortment of strategic narratives. And, you want to have some AI, you want to have some RWA, you want to have coins that are for utility, like something really fast, like SWI or the graph or indexing. There's so many ways to make a perfect crypto portfolio. And I think that there's a lot of portfolios out there that are this close from being really good, but it's normally the biggest bias that you have in your brain is the biggest thing that's getting in your way. When someone's like, oh, I gotta have 40% XRP, that tribalism is your problem. That tribalism is going to hurt you in the bull run. And I just want people to see that, So, all right, we got to cover this last story here. We absolutely have to cover this last story here, and then we will get into TA. All right. First of all, we just got to see your face. We got to see the cackle. Oh, God. There she is. The maybe leader of the free world with that cackle. Fresh out of the Jitty parties. Man, I can't, dude. I just can't do it. Kamala Harris pledges support for AI and crypto. I don't think they should say crypto in the title. I don't think they should say crypto in the title. It's misleading. It's misleading. All right. She obviously this place is biased to the left. Obviously, once you see articles like, as the 2024 U.S. election draws near, Kamala Harris is gaining momentum, flipping key swing states, blah, 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 blah. Guys, Polymarket is not a determination. You cannot use Polymarket to determine anything. It's a small sample size. If I interview 100 people and they all like this thing, that doesn't mean everybody in the world likes that thing. You cannot use Polymarket as an proper prediction. You can't. First of all, you need a VPN to use it. I wonder how many Americans actually use Polymarket on not a day-to-day, but a week-to-week basis. I used it 2 times in my life. And because you have to have a VPN to use it, we're talking about a global sample. We're not talking Americans talking about American shit. All right. Anyway, got to get that off my chest. So basically, she came out and says, where's the quote? "We will partner together to invest in American competitiveness, to invest in America's future." Harris said, as reported by Bloomberg, "We will encourage innovative technologies like AI and digital assets while protecting our consumers and investors." All right, hold the phone. Hold the motherfucking phone. Let's say that sentence again. We will encourage innovative technologies like AI and digital assets while protecting our consumers and investors. That sounds like a sideways Gary Gensler ass statement. Notice how Kamala said digital assets and did not say the word crypto. She did not say the word crypto. BS, BS all day long. No, no, no. Left swipe, left swipe, left swipe, left swipe. Why not just say the word crypto? Does it test badly? Is it not a hot button phrase? Are we not good enough for you? Like, she said digital assets, and not all digital assets are crypto. Not all digital assets are crypto. That was spoken like a true politician. The fact she did not say the word crypto. If she says crypto, my brain might put some different wires together. But like, you get my point here. Like, dude, you guys know where I stand on this election. I'm not getting caught up in it, but I just kind of thought it was a little ridiculous that she did not say the word crypto. If Kamala Harris wants the crypto vote, fire Gary right now. Fire Gary right now, because she says that she's going to make all these changes, going to do all these things. Oh, really? Then why didn't you do any of that the past 4 years? Why? None of it? Not one of it? None of it at all? Nothing? No? Okay. Man, I was at Bitcoin Nashville. I felt the energy in the room. And if Kamala Harris wants the crypto vote, she needs to say that directly and fire Gary on the spot. If she did that, crypto people would have a leg to stand on. Leftist crypto people would have a left leg to stand on. I don't understand the woke crypto people, because you're basically asking, govern me harder, daddy, please. That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying. That's it. Leaving it there. Gary got to go. Gary got to go. Dude, like these articles they're killing me, bro. They're killing me. Kamala Harris champions crypto. She's a champion now, guy. Champion. Diverges from Biden because her statement said, I want to highlight that my administration was to develop, maybe he says was to. My administration was to develop the economy and protect citizens by investing and investors by creating new technologies. Does that say the word crypto in her quote? It does not say the word crypto. They had 4 years. That's exactly how I feel. Yeah, this guy is just like you're cope harder, Hayden. Cope harder, please. Mike Vollmer says, my eyes still hurt. AJ, don't show her again. Ha! Gotcha, bitch. I'm kidding. Okay, my bad. That was fun. All right, speaking of Hayden, I do got to say, the Super Bowl of Supercross happened this weekend in Las Vegas. SMX finals. So basically, they take the Supercross series points, add them up. The Motocross series points, add them up, and those are your standings for SMX. And then there are 3 races out of the end of the year, and they combine those SMX points from those 3 races with the series points that we added up before, and it goes single points, double points, triple points. So the last race, a lot of it's on the line in the last race because it's a triple point race, and that is for the championship, the SMX championship. And my buddy Johnny Hopper, good friend of mine, you might have seen him before on Around the Blockchain. He's been on my channel. I've been on his channel. He has a motocross channel and a crypto channel. And we both have, wiggled our ways into, high positions in the motocross industry. You've been able to get VIP passes, be able to get press passes to go to, the press room after the races to interview the riders at the post-race interview and stuff like that. And this is what Johnny Hopper, let me share this tab instead. This is what Johnny Hopper said to Hayden Deegan. Everyone knows who Hayden Deegan is. If you don't know who he is, follow his YouTube page, the best YouTube page for a motocross racer ever. He's Brian Deegan's son, who founded the Metal Militia. And Deegan wins $500,000, winning the SMX title for the 2nd year in a row. This is what Johnny Hopper asked him. All right, go give him a follow on Instagram. Hopper875, 28,000 followers. Deegan buying Bitcoin. Check this out. Let me start it over.
500K. So I know, talking with your dad, you've got a very lucrative career ahead of you. Are you going to buy anything special? I know you have a couple rental properties, and have you considered investing in Bitcoin?
No, literally, I swear my dad's trying to get me to do that. He's trying to get me to buy Bitcoin. I don't know. I don't really pay attention to that stuff. But I got to get another property. That's what I got to do first. I got to get another property. I kind of want to get one in Utah so you can like snowboard and mountain bike up there. So that'd be cool. But I want to get another car too, but I'm going to have to bribe my mom to let me do that.
Not financial advice, but do what your dad says, buy Bitcoin.
Nice.
Might have to. I mean, we'll throw 10% of
Yes.
Bitcoin.
Yes. Johnny
Hayden,
Hopper.
so you just walked away with 500K.
I love that so much. So, he literally was like, not financial advice, Hayden Deegan, but buy Bitcoin. Because Hayden Deegan's been like buying rental properties and stuff. So funny story. I was at Budge Creek Nationals 2 years ago, and I talked to Brian Deegan, the founder of the Metal Militia, did the 360 at X Games on a dirt bike, like gnarly dude, famous dude. And we talked about crypto for 30 minutes. And I was like, I literally went up to him, talked to him. I got a picture, and I was like, yo, quick question, man. I know like you're a entrepreneur minded guy. Like, you got the Metal Militia, you got all these businesses, very well off. Like, dude, are you into crypto? And his eyes went, like, what? Did you say the C word? And I was like, yeah, man, like I do crypto for a living. Like, this is what I do. And he was like, no way. Like, blah, blah, blah. And we talked about crypto for 30 minutes as he was like scrubbing Hayden's boots. And like, we like exchanged info and blah, blah, blah. And like, dude, what a rad guy. So it is funny that his dad was like, cause that's Hayden's dad. And he was like, dude, like my dad was just telling me to buy that. Hayden Deegan, however you find this show, buy some Bitcoin, not financial advice. But that is really cool because a lot of people watch that race. A lot of people watch the press conference. A lot of people see that. And it's really good for those industries to converge like that for sure. So made it to the live stream. Hell yeah. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So I did all run through the stories I wanted to run through today. That was an old story. All right. So I do want to dive down the rabbit hole here of some technical analyses. I know you can't see it just quite yet, but the first thing I want to start off with today is the dollar. I'm going to get the boring stuff out of the way first. All right. It won't be long, but we do got to talk about the dollar. All right. Let me pull this down. I know you can't see it yet. All right. Share this tab instead. All right. And pull this over here. Bang. The dollar. Right before we start this, 400 people on Twitter, over 150 on YouTube. Y'all, thanks for being here. Y'all are awesome. All right. So the dollar, the DXY. All right. We know the story. A weak dollar is a strong market. All right. And a strong dollar is a weak market. Back and forth. And the dollar has been in a descending, slightly broadening downtrend since July. All right. And I really don't want to see it break out of this. In fact, these two support resistance levels drawn here are, where it has bounced off of. And this thing has just been dancing with the devil on this line here forever. And with future interest slashes, we would like to see the dollar, go that way. But it does have a little bit of a bullish divergence, but it is in the red on money flow. So it's just worth something. Keep an eye on it, guys. Keep an eye on it. And it is, on the 2 hour here is coming down, rejected from 200, stuff like that. It has been ranging for a minute. Just pay attention to this because if we see the dollar kind of leak down, bleed down to here, maybe fight here and then lose this level here, that's where we want to see tap into the dollar. That happens to the dollar. Things are looking a little bit better for crypto. I do want to take a quick look at the stock market. S&P 500. Oh. What does that mean? Oh, okay. Interesting. Am I not logged in? No, I have Market Cipher on. Of course I'm logged in. I don't know what's up with that. But yeah, guys, basically, so I have no idea why it looks like that. I'll just run with it. Basically, so the dollar, it's like a line for some reason. So the S&P, right? We were really worried when this thing, before this most recent pop up, and it looked like that, like at that moment in time, we had a slightly higher low, right? It looked like, this could be local top for stock market. We were worried about kind of starting a type of kind of downtrend like that. Luckily, that did not happen. And the stock market has put in a higher high. And as we enter a phase of quantitative easing, the money printer goes back on. It's only going to be good for the stock market. I think the stock market is going to continue to be bullish for the foreseeable future. And obviously, once you kind of set, a local all-time high like this one here, back in July, make sure if you want to follow along, I would set a big old alarm at that level. Because if the stock market retests, that would be a really big sign of strength for it to hold that level. So just keep an eye on it. These, as a crypto investor, guys, there are a lot of charts that aren't like the most important thing in the world, but you just want to be aware of the scenario. You want to be aware of the influence it has. Like you don't have to put a lot of stock into it. You get my point. All right. I want to look at the Bitcoin Ethereum chart. All right. Okay, I think I'm looking at the wrong one. Okay, there we go. That's the one. We were looking at Bitcoin Ethereum, not Ethereum Bitcoin. All right, there is a difference. So I feel I can get rid of these old lines here. I mean, obviously, I think this one could still be relevant a little, at least a little. All right, pull this bad boy down like that. All right, certainly still relevant. I like to see where it has bounced, because if you kind of pull back here, even further back to levels back here, this thing certainly has held that where it's bouncing, where was floor here, ceiling, little fight, breaking back out. And now that it's at that level, that is extremely significant, guys. We are looking at the weekly chart here for the record. All right. And let me put that line back there. Okay. And with green dot printed on Market Cipher, very large momentum wave. When you see the really large momentum waves, you will see at least those picks up. You know what I mean? You want to see that big dip down, because that's where you kind of get that, those kinds of moves up. So it is good to see the deep, push there. And lastly, kind of zooming in here a little bit on, say, like a 2-day. Which one was I looking at earlier? Yes, the 2-day. So if we consider the oscillators here, you kind of got anchor wave, trigger wave, big green dot, bullish divergence, has bounced up pretty significantly from this low to here, about 9.6% in 6 days. Guys, I would really like to say that Ethereum has put its bottom in. With this support resistance level being held, that is a really big level. And also with this downtrend, what's it going to do here? And where is this point of intersection? This point is June 25. I don't think it'll take that long, but we do want to keep an eye on when is this thing going to finally break out? Is the bottom in? I generally have not been a person that trades pairs trading. I've experimented with it before. It's just something I've never really got that into, but I do pay attention to Bitcoin paired charts as a gauge. If I'm looking at any altcoin, it's not out of the ordinary for me to look at the Bitcoin pair out of curiosity. But it's not something that I trade directly. I like trading with Tether. It just makes the most sense in my brain. That's kind of how I started trading. That's kind of where that's the pool that I swam in. And I think it's useful to look at Bitcoin pairs, but it's not something I do all the time. But it is certainly good to know, hey, hopefully Ethereum has put its local bottom in with Bitcoin. So it's certainly something to keep an eye on for sure. All right. So I want to start going through the gauntlet here of the relative setups that matter right now. All right. And obviously we got to take a we did not here. Let's look at the normal Bitcoin chart before we look at SWI. All right. Let me try to find a clean one. Got to scroll really far down to get a clean one. Nope. All right. Well, I guess we'll go with that one. Let me get rid of some of these old levels. And those were relevant, to be honest. All right. And I will keep the downtrend. Okay. So story of the year, guys, has really been, we had the beginning of the year that we had. And then Bitcoin, like, although it's Bitcoin basically hit its local high and stayed inside of a 27% range going downward for the next 200 days. This right here is a 27% range, which isn't really that big. So basically, it kind of stabled off. And when you consider like support resistance, you see that little hike right there? You see this little point in time? We are looking at a 2-day where it kind of had this fight. It rejected, and then kept going. That is probably the most important level for Bitcoin at 52.8. All right. And of course, Bitcoin had to scare the shit out of everybody when it wicked below it. We did wick below it. But all in all, we did hold it. And we bounced off of it again here. High or low. Good to see. All right. So I said this before and I say this again. Structurally speaking, Bitcoin could, come here and come back to this level as long as we don't lose this level, like close below it. We didn't close below it here. We bounced off the 200, kept going. That's fine. That happens. But we didn't close below it. All right. And if Bitcoin wants to flop and grow forever, that's okay too. But until we break this downtrend that connects, this local high to this line, to this line, to this line, we've touched it just about 4 times until we break out of that structure and look at something like when we really zoom out on this, right? I always kind of think about crypto like that. When you really zoom out and we know the shape of this, right? We've looked at this 100 times. We've studied this 100 times, right? At what point in time? And to be fair, Bitcoin moves sharp, guys. Let me get rid of some of these little yellow things here. I'm sure I was talking about something important. All right. But when you consider the angles of Bitcoin, when you really kind of zoom in on it a little bit, we had really sharp moves. All right. And angles is very important to me. I can always kind of judge something by like the overall angle. All right. And when you look at even this run, okay, well, I actually kind of pull it more like this. Okay. You see my point. All right. And when we zoom out like forever, we're basically asking Bitcoin to do this. That's what we're asking for it to do. Okay. And to be fair, targets, October, December 26, really in the heart of that. All right. And for us to really have this conversation, everybody right now, if you do one thing, call to action, this whole show, it's not like the page, what you should do. It's not subscribe to the channel, what you should do. It's set an alarm right here on Bitcoin. Because until this line breaks, this yellow line breaks, we don't have that bullish conversation. It absolutely has to happen. And that, when can we start having the conversation of the structure of the uptrend? Is it going to be a wedge? Is it going to be an up channel like this? When are we going to have that conversation? And how is it going to play out? And the reason I draw a bunch of lines on the screen is because just look at what has happened before. Like, look how sharp it moved, Bitcoin, if it's like point A, point B, it's never like this. All right. It's like, blah, 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 boom. That's how it goes. Okay. So I just want you to consider that and know that we can dream all we want, but until we break this level and break this high at 73.5, those are the two things Bitcoin has to do, or we do not continue the conversation. All right. Will it happen? In my opinion, 100%. For sure. But it has to happen. And until it happens, we have to be realistic about our expectations. I will say that much. SWE, a coin I absolutely just have to talk about right now. Look at this 2-day chart. Jeez Louise, man. This thing has no chill. No chill whatsoever. This is one of the sharpest moves up I've ever seen. I mean, dude, September 3rd, top to bottom, 117% in 19 days, dude. Top to bottom. But now what, right? Now what? That's always the question. It did just print a red dot on the daily. I believe that was actually on yesterday. All right. Zoomed in, kind of looking at the year as a whole. Let me line this right up to 24. Point of control is a little far down the hill. But what I like about the daily chart, despite the point of control being far, is this. Bull cross confirmed, guys. Bull cross confirmed on the SWE daily chart. Out of the red into the green on the money flow. We are very high up in the momentum oscillator. This thing is certainly going to have its retest. But, is it going to be like retest, or is it going to be like retest? All right. And we do got to consider the rest of the chart here to really make that determination. A level I really want you to pay attention to is this one right here. Why? It wicked to it. Right here. Okay. It fought for it here. It got rejected by it again here. All right. And obviously we had the big fight for it here. This level's been around. Very important level on SWE. All right. And it is at $1.44. $1.44. And this thing had no qualms getting through this level this time. You zoom in actually a little bit. It did on the daily chart. It looks like just straight up and down. But 2-hour chart, it did come up through it. It came back, tested it, 50 EMA continuation. All right. And really, if you went short, 2 in the morning, we were winning by like 6%. That would have been really hard to call, to be fair. I don't know why this chart is weird like this. I don't know why I went really far down to get a clean chart. Okay, cool. So a couple things here. I don't want to go all the way to the 12-minute yet. Hold on, I want to zoom out just a little bit. Okay. So we got that level, right? Because I was still kind of looking in the history of the chart. We talked about that one. And to be fair, there's not that many like dominant previous SR levels that aren't like really down back in this value area. Obviously, this is one here at 117. But this thing, like 2-hour chart even, did not really like stop. Like it kind of did, but like there's really no volume. Like, all right, here we go. The volume changed around a little bit for me. So I would say like this 132. Maybe you could get this little blip right here, 139. I'm kind of just drawing it from a clean chart. I'm seeing if this kind of relays with any previous. Yeah, all right. So this level makes a lot of sense because it comes back to there. I'm kind of like recreating some of the chart on Telegram. But you guys get my point. You get my point. All right. And because we really want to be prepared for, okay, say SWE does come down. Because, guys, when you look at the nature of the beast of this uptrend, look at this angle, guys. Does anything ever just go that way without ever testing, retesting, ever? Probably not. This thing is going to have to relax. It is going to have to take a breath at some point in time here, probably pretty soon. All right. So we do want to consider, the nature of the uptrend here. Make this yellow so it stands out. Okay. And then we'll kind of even pull like these touches there, which would put it really close to breaking down, actually, if let me change the color of this one to white. All right. So now here's where I'll zoom into the 12-minute. That's what I wanted to do. Oh, I moved it. Motherfucker. You're killing me, Smalls. Sorry about that. Yeah. So really it has, if you kind of get these touches in here, it has actually gone below that. All right. But to be fair, it is kind of hooking here right now. So what I would say, I'll get rid of that one. It's a little confusing. So you see this local top here, obviously very important. And this is more important right now than this local top because we're below it. We're below this one at the moment. So I would say, if you wanted to do one of those, you could do that. Or if you wanted to go from this bottom, you could do that. That actually makes a lot of sense with the volume spikes there too. And then you got to be aware, obviously, of this line here, which does kind of line up. We can actually scoot it down a little bit for that, like the local levels compared to, you know, previous support resistance. And this level here makes a lot of sense. A lot of sense, because it really, you know, had this wick down here, rejection right here, and it bounced off of this right here. So I would say if, here, let me change this little local uptrend to yellow. All right. So right now with SWE, how I would look at this is we're still, you know, pretty heavy into this uptrend. And it does look like it's finally losing some of its steam. If you kind of like zoom out, like big 2-hour time frame stuff, it, you know, it was really rocking there for a while. And it is cooling off as we speak. And like I said, there is a lot of volume down the hill at like 102, a little bit more volume, 114. Curvature of the money flow. There is bearish divergence on the oscillators. The daily does have a red dot. You know, there is a lot to kind of pick apart here. But right now, I would kind of react to this, because right now the price is underneath the 50 EMA. Okay. And for this to continue, it's going to have to clear the 50 EMA and clear this level. That alarm is 157.4. The thing is, let me get rid of this little local uptrend because it's kind of in the way of my point. Okay, yeah, just don't do that. That's fine. Yeah, totally. All right. So when we really zoom into this thing, the point I'm making is that we are in what I like to call an EMA sandwich. EMA sandwich. Oh, no, I think my camera died. It died. Very sad. Looks like we're here for the rest of the show. Jada is getting a dummy battery for it. It was sweet. So it's in an EMA sandwich. It's under the 50 and above the 200. Okay. And what I will say about this support resistance level at 151.7. So we're in a C range between 151.7 and 157.4. We don't care about the move between 151 and 157. We care about the break either way, and we react to that break. All right. So the thing is that if the 151 alarm goes off, we need to determine the likelihood of, if we have to determine how close is this thing to the 200 by the time it gets to that point. Is it coming up? Is it going to go below the 200? Like, those are all things you got to consider, because if the 200 is here, right, and this alarm goes off and we just bounce this and continue, is it really worth the trade? And that's kind of the problem you get put in when there's a level in between the sandwich. The sandwich is eating your level is what's happening. So what I'm saying is that I would certainly react to the break of the long. That's kind of an easier trade. The loss of this level is a harder trade because you have to consider the 200. But if this thing continues down, if this thing closes below the 200 on the 12-minute chart, that's a short for days. That's a short for days. And it might not happen right at this level. We might have to kind of get down here a little bit. We also have to consider this reversal right here. And this line, this new yellow line at 148 is a really important level, because this was kind of the heart of this range here. Not to mention it bounced off of it right there. You know, every time it went up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down right there, it always came back home to what price? To 148. 148, 148, 148, 148, 148, 148. You get my point. It always went home to 148. So let me put that yellow line back. All right. So I would say, you know, if SWE loses this previous low, the likelihood of 148 is pretty strong. And that's a 2.38% drop, which is a pretty strong calculated trade, especially if you trade with leverage. You know, not every trade has to be a home run. But you want to have consistent calculated trades. Another, you know, we do kind of want to consider could it be forming a new type of angle like that as well? You know, kind of have a timeline on how long it would take, or is it just going to fall, you know, right through that? Just respects it completely. It's also possible. But yeah, so big alarms on SWE: 157, 151.7, 148, 144, 143, and of course the top local high at 164. There you go. Gave you free levels today. Sweetness. All right, I can't go back to the main camera because it died. But we're learning here. We've got almost 200 people on YouTube, 481 on X. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate each and every one of you. You guys mean the world to me. I am going to head out here pretty soon. We do have a super chat from Stephen for Van. What is your target for H-bar in the bull run? Well, Stephen, I'll show you something. I'll show you something. It's pretty cool. Hold on, let me. YouTube.com. Okay. Pull this bad boy over here. Boom. Video channel. Videos. All right. Sweetness. All right, here is my channel at AJ Writes Crypto. 15.3. It's almost at 15.4. Guys, check out this new VeChain interview. Really killer interview there. A little bit behind on views, but I think it'll wake up the next day or so. My videos normally take like a couple days to get to, like this video with Ben at 8.7K. It only had 2K on the first day, and then it kind of picks up like that. My videos very rarely like go and die. They kind of bleed over time, which is cool. But yeah, definitely check out that VeChain interview. Really good interview. Where is it? H-bar price prediction 4 months ago, 11,000 views right there. There, Steven, is all the information you need to know about how I feel about Hedera. It's a good video. I think you'll like it. Definitely check that out when the stream is over. So, guys, that is it for your boy, AJ Writes Crypto. How do I just show this one? Oh, I'm learning. I'm learning, everybody. I'm pressing buttons. Okay, I got it. Well, guys, smash the like button on your way out the door. Make sure I just am about to copy paste into the chat right there. There is the PHEMEX trading competition. Sign up for the PHEMEX trading competition. It is going to be a really, really good time. Obviously, a lot of opportunity there. Would love to see you there. Also, if you have not joined the Telegram group yet, join the Telegram group. We are killing in the Telegram group. I will literally pull this back up just because I like to show off. I'm a show off because I'm so proud of how well my group is doing. I did not know, like, when I started this, how well it would go. But really, guys, here, boom, boom, right here. Look at this. 1 week of results with the Telegram group. That is insane. That is absolutely insane. Is every trade a win? No. Are you going to win every single trade? No. But will I teach you risk management? So when you lose, you don't lose a lot. And when you win big? Yes. That's the whole point of the show. That's the whole point of the group. That is my strategy. And I am teaching people my strategy. I post my exact charts that I am trading in this group. Do I post every single day? No, because a lot of the positions that I post take a couple days to play out. I would say I probably post at least for a lot of times 5 or 6 days a week, but I post a lot. But it's really more about quality over quantity. And I promise you, the quality is amazing. We are really good at targeting the right coins. It always seems like the chart I give you ends up being the #1 winner on CoinGecko in the top 100 the next day. How do I do that? Because I do this for a living. I've put in years and years and hours and just working hard. Put that time in, guys. Right now, on the verge of Uptober, I am asking you, do not stop when this show is over. Do not shut your computer. Do not take a nap. Do not watch Netflix. Go watch another YouTube video. Go buy a trading book. Go read something. Study charts. Do the work. Research projects, whatever it is. If you've been thinking, oh, I've been wondering, what the tokenomics of SWI is, or, oh, I wonder what Render's roadmap is, or I wonder what Near protocol, like research the projects themselves if you don't want to look at charts. Like kind of write a list down of like charts, like lessons, like technical analysis stuff, tokenomics, projects themselves, and rotate between which ones. If you get bored of studying one, jump to the next topic and study that. Focus on this shit like you haven't focused on anything ever before, because we are on the verge of a face melting bull run, and I do not want a single grogger out there to miss out. And if you missed out, I'm going to ask you, did you study for 4 hours a day? Did you put as much work in as you could? Did you make the most effort you could? Every week when I leave this office, when I leave on Friday, when I get in the door, I look back at this office and I think to myself, did I do whatever I could this week? Did I put the work in? Am I proud of this week? Did I do everything I could to make it happen? And some weeks I'm pissed off at myself. AJ, that video sucked. What were you thinking? Why did you say that? Why don't you try harder? Sometimes, and most, I kick myself in the ass harder than anyone. I troll myself harder than any hater can on the internet. I don't care what any of them have to say because I'm harder on me than you are. I promise. But there are the weeks when I look back and I'm like, damn, we just killed it this week. That was crazy. That's the vibe, guys. It's prove it to yourself. Prove it to yourself. My name's AJ Writes Crypto. Get rich or get wrecked. See you guys later.